every time I walk by the Redbox on my way into my local grocery store, which that's where those things sit, where you can get movies and all that stuff. Every time I think, does anybody use that anymore? And I've been thinking that for about 5 years. And I guess
the answer is no.
The answer is now no, because
not enough. But apparently, Redbox is shutting down. There are over 24,000 kiosks. Unfortunately, that does mean loss of jobs for close to 1,000 workers. So that's unfortunate. But it is, I mean, as an experiment, we were walking out of Vaughn's the other day, and I asked my 5-year-old, "Hey, buddy," just kind of brought him in that general area, and he's like, "Oh, that machine's cool. It's got pictures. What does it do?" He had no clue what a Redbox does. Forget
does he know
about
what a DVD is?
He knows what a DVD is, yeah. But only because he hangs out at my parents' house all summer. Grandma wants to put on a movie, but I told her we could just do Disney Plus, and it's probably in there. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But yeah, he didn't know that you rent a DVD from the Redbox, and he was like, "How do you give it back?" And I was like, "You just stick it back in the little slot, and it, knows that you returned it." So, it's interesting.
It's amazing
it's kind of the end of media
of an era.
Media.
It really is. I mean, I was just gonna say, as I was rudely interrupting you, that from where I came from, and in the days of when my dad brought home this box that was called a VCR, to where we are now, where our kids literally at the click of a button can watch anything they want on their phone, their tablet, their computer, their screen. It's amazing. It's insane how far technology and media has come.
Yeah, I like to wear funny t-shirts, and I have one that's like a little Blockbuster logo that says "Be Kind, Rewind," and that one is the one that I get the most feedback from people saying like, "Oh, that's a cool shirt. That's a funny shirt."
Well, that
because people
is
our
old
age
school.
is old school, right? But you remember that "Be Kind, Rewind," and if you're lucky enough, you had one of those little separate little rewind. Usually they were like little cards, and you like push down and it would rewind it so you could return it to the Blockbuster, and or Hollywood Video or whatever, or the local little mom and pops video rental stores.
Blockbuster.
It was that's how you did it, and you show up and they never had the one you wanted. If it was like a new release, and then you just kind of browse and like, oh wow, this is cool. So yeah, it's definitely changing. I mean, if you go into a Best Buy, they don't have rows and rows of DVDs and CDs anymore. So physical media is just going
physical
away.
media is gone.
Yeah,
it really is going away.
Still there for video games, but that's also changing as well. So we'll see how long before they don't do physical video games anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. You got to buy old DVDs on Amazon. So people like my father, who's 81 years old, who only watches DVDs, doesn't have any computers or anything, doesn't have internet, he's just going to have to start rewatching all the movies that he already has, because unfortunately they're just eventually, and I think sooner rather than later, they're not going to produce them anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So let us know, when's the last time you used a Redbox?